We celebrate our gallant military officers, patriots and men of valor as they mark the 2021 Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Welcome to Political Update. This is the laboratory where we diagnose political issues based on the prevailing symptoms and possible prescriptions given to ensure healthier body politics. Zoning or rotation of political offices, either written or not, has become a long-standing practice for many, though not in the Nigerian or political party constitutions, but as a means of ensuring social justice. Some constituencies and states go to mutual agreements to realize this. But symptoms already noticeable in some major political parties in Nigeria, the issue of zoning will be a major illness to the health of the political parties in 2023, if not detected early and properly treated. So, today on Political Update, we will discuss how this can be handled early to avert further political wrangling. My guest is a lawyer and a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The political waters in Kwara State is not stable at the moment because stakeholders of the All Progressives Congress in Kwara State have described as illegal the purported removal of Bashiru Bolaruwa as the caretaker chairman of the APC in Kwara State. While addressing journalists at the party's national secretariat in Abuja, leader of the group, Akonga Oyadipo, has appealed to the leaders of the party to reconsider the decision in the interest of the party in Kwara State.
The secretary of the National Caretaker Committee told us that the chairman is said to have been removed on the complaint of the governor of Kwara State. The content of the complaint was not made available neither to the critical stakeholders of the party in Kwara State nor to the chairman, Honorable Bolaruwa.
Still in Kwara State and within the APC, elders and stakeholders in Kwara State have commended President Muhammadu Buhari for his love for Kwara State as he demonstrated through various political appointments. Addressing journalists at the APC National Secretariat in Abuja, the elders also passed a vote of confidence on the Governor Maimela Boni-led caretaker committee of the party.
Headquarters of our party to appoint a dogged, committed and level-headed party chieftain, Alhaji Abdullahi Samari, as the acting chairman of the party. This indeed is a blessing. It's a life-saving decision for the party.
In the body politics, culture has been identified as one of the most veritable tools of uniting the people. National chairman of the Action Democratic Party and President General of the North Central Unity Bridge, Yabagi Yusuf Sani, is leading a team of experts in an effort to tap the enormous cultural potentials abound in the North Central geopolitical zone of the country.
Is what we are. Politics is what we do in order to promote and enhance what we are.
A whole lot of problems that have emanated from lack of leadership. And if we must continue to wait until we get it perfect, we are never going to get it. What we are starting here is a precept that will open you up to the concept of people generating leadership without political parties.
So let's take you briefly to our one of the African countries, that is Uganda, where presidential elections are taking place. And latest reports reveal that the 76-year-old incumbent President Yoweri Museveni is in early lead of results. But his closest contender, Bobi Wine, rejects the results and calls himself a president-elect. This is a clear signal for potential political post-election violence in the East African country. President Museveni has been in power since 1986 when Bobby Wine, his closest contender, was just 4 years old. We're going to give you more updates as events unfold in Uganda. So, to the topic of the day, and with me in the studio is a PDP chieftain and also a lawyer, Alphonsus Oga Eba. You are welcome to Political Update.
Thank you very much.
From our intro, it was clear the issue of zoning among the various political parties will going to be, if not properly handled and early enough, we're going to send some disturbing signals ahead of 2023 general elections. But from your party, PDP, do you see this as a potential challenge in the party if not properly handled?
Good afternoon, viewers. Let me first join you to salute the gallantry of our armed forces and then to remember the sacrifice made by fallen heroes. Yes, straight to your question. Zoning is a very delicate issue. And if you observe with some level of political calculation, you will see that almost every political party seems to be bringing it to the fore like a riddle which does not need cure but will have to be settled. Why am I saying this? Take the case of APC. The National Convention of APC is being postponed from one point to the other, and we've been told that maybe sometime around June that decision will be taken. You know, wherever you zone the national chairmanship of the party to, the geopolitical zone, and first let us look at the north-south divide first. If the national chairmanship position of APC is going to come to the south, then most likely the presidency will be zoned to the north. Most likely. And the
same thing probably apply to your party,
the
PDP?
PDP.
Yeah.
We will be having our national convention sometime later this year, around December.
Okay.
But the beauty about it is that it is always good for the government in power to set the pace. And so whatever decision PDP is going to take or to toe would have been set by the APC, which is the government in power. It's going to be an interesting time.
Okay.
But I think our party, the PDP, you know, we have very easy way of coming together to resolve our issues. And most likely, zoning is not going to be a problem to us.
Why do you think so? Because from PDP angle, I think the issue of the presidency probably going to the east for southeast for very obvious reasons. But your chairman came out once and said it's free for all. And do you think it's comfortable? Are you comfortable with that arrangement as a member of the party?
I am not holding brave for my national chairman, but you know, our national chairman
but you are the chairman designated of Cross River PDP. So in any moment from now, you'll be sworn in as be ratified and be the chairman of Cross River PDP. So
let me say amen to that. Let me say amen to that. But like I said, for our national chairman, I wanted to tell you that is one political veteran we have.
Okay.
And so he knows how to address this issue. What is key to us in PDP at this time is the unity of the party. But he's also taking the interest of every agitation coming from all the geopolitical zones. And so if you recall, when our very darling governor, the present governor of Ebonyi State, who was our former chieftain, was leaving the party, he gave one of the reasons behind to mean that it is because he wants the southeast geopolitical zone to produce the presidency of this country. And then, what is the merit to that argument? Justice. Okay. So it is not a place now for the national chairman of a party to seal the position of the presidency of this country to any geopolitical zone yet. Because even himself might be putting himself out for re-election in 2021 by December. And whatever decision he takes now might not be binding if God does not allow him to continue after December. So this is not a time to make those categorical statements. That is why I say it's a free for all. And so come to think about it, like I had said from the preamble, if, because he has done so well, if majority of our members decide to say that he should be re-elected as our national chairman, I do not see the possibility, and this is my own opinion, and based from our antecedents, I do not see a situation where the national chairmanship of the party will be in the south-south, and the southeast or the southwest will give us the presidency of
so
this
if, for
country.
instance, your chairman, national chairman, is re-elected
Yes.
as the chairman, being someone from River State,
Yes.
meaning he is from the south. When it comes to these zoning issues, sometimes they look at south and north, not particularly geopolitical zones.
Yes.
So is it okay if I must understand you very well and your permutations, you mean if Uche Secondus comes for second time and he takes the seat, PDP will give the seat to probably the north?
I see that as a possibility. And it's just my own personal opinion.
And also as a party member?
Yes, and as a party member, because we are looking at the equity in this whole thing. And it has always been like that. Even if you look at the First Republic, the Second Republic, the aborted Third Republic, down to the Fourth Republic, the position of national chairman of a party and the presidential candidate of the party or the eventual president is not always in one region. And that's why I started by saying that it is a north-south divide. So I look at that happening. But again, it is still open to whatever kind of political permutation that the decision makers and the majority of members will decide.
So, and very soon we're also going for the Anambra elections this year. How prepared is your party?
In fact, my party has always been prepared. The motto of my party is be prepared. And if you see, Anambra is one state that is ours.
No, it's Abga.
Yes, I say it has always been ours. We were the one that brought the present governor into being. But you know that at one point he decided to take the French leave to wherever he is now. We have made up our mind to reclaim Anambra State. And we are going to stop at nothing. We will reclaim Anambra State.
Are you very comfortable?
Very, very comfortable.
That PDP will take Anambra
No,
State?
of course.
But do you know the politics in Anambra there is like the only living child in the Nigerian Governor's Room from Abga, because we have in the southeast, we have only Abga, the whole of the country, only Abga is in charge of Anambra, only Anambra State where the party is in charge. Do you think it is going to be an easy ride for you guys?
In the build-up to 2023, let me tell you two things that are bound to happen. Almost all the small political parties will find a way of realigning with the major political parties of the PDP and the APC. And so one experiment you are going to see ahead of time is going to be the clear message that Abga will not be coming so formidable. And so Anambrarians are already on the know that the PDP that has always held sway and the governance in Anambra State, particularly with the kind of magic that was done by the former governor, His Excellency Peter Obi, the people now are on the streets calling for the return of PDP back to Anambra State. And that is why I'm so confident that we're going to take that state.
And your state too is having issues. Cross River.
In my state,
and they said at least charity begins at home, not abroad. So let's hear from what is really happening.
In Cross River State, we have a storm in a teacup. Some few days ago, I granted an interview, and I told people that the beauty about the disagreement we have in PDP in our state is that we have very intelligent and matured ways of resolving our disputes.
And probably the Supreme Court is where you people settle such issues.
You know that, like I have always told people, when you make mistakes of taking family affairs and internal matters of a party to the court will also have a way of telling you, go back and solve your own problem. And so if you've been following up all the litigations from Cross River State in recent time, you will know particularly the one that was delivered on the 6th of January, that some people erroneously and ignorantly decided to go to the street to celebrate. I went back and sat down.
Was INEC also ignorant by giving certificate of return?
No, that was not the basis of the judgment that INEC gave certificate of return. There were different lines of litigation. You must understand the Cross River State issues. In fact, they are so numerous that if you don't collocate them and compartmentalize them, you might not know which to place for the other.
So where do we stand right now?
Let me take the one that I was talking about. The one that has to do with the issue of the ward and chapter congresses list as it relates to the by-election of Northern Senatorial District, which went through the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt, before going through the Court of Appeal and now terminating at the Supreme Court, which the Supreme Court itself in that judgment of 6th held that it has become a mere academic exercise without dealing on the substantive issues that has to do with that issue of list, that has to do with that issue of jurisdiction. And so clearly the summary of what the Supreme Court did there was to say that we are not going to the substance of what you people were talking about. We are only going to bother ourselves with the fact that have the order of this court that says use this list could conduct election for the by-election in Cross River North. Did you comply with it? And so if you have complied and a winner has emerged in person of Senator Dr. Stephen Ode, then the act has been completed, sealed and delivered. There is nothing left to be done. Right. It has no utilitarian value again. And that was the position in that judgment. But let me take on the second one that you said, INEC gave a certificate of return. That one is something that the actors of that one are supposed to be in Kuje prison at the moment. Why I say that is because it is a strange, nonsensical, pestilential and diabolical issue that is coming to our democratic body politics, which if not checked now, democracy is going to be in danger.
I think
a situation is, let me just tell you, a situation where a man fails a primary election and goes to sponsor one of his boys to say, sue me.
So okay, let me
please,
come in. Sorry,
let people hear this, please.
Let me come in.
If you permit me to, for people to hear it.
Not at this point. Let me ask you, sorry.
No problem, because
it
is very key.
Yes, we are now.
This is very key.
We may be in the Supreme Court very soon. I mean,
no, we are not yet in the Supreme Court. That's what I want to say before we get to Supreme Court.
But what if at the end of the day, the Supreme Court gives judgment in favor of this man, Jarigbe? Do you think you that will not be in the Kuje prison?
On what issue?
This issue we are talking about.
Oh, no. There is what we call les no cogit ad impossibilia.
You are a lawyer.
The law can never be interpreted to bring impossibility to become possible.
It's okay.
Let me tell you why.
No, I think
the basis of that judgment, the basis of the judgment for which I say the Supreme Court cannot make that mistake. You say in the Supreme Court you have men of wisdom, men of excessive intelligence.
I hope.
And so they are guided by rules. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. I'm sure you didn't bring me here to interject.
No. After the judgment, I will still bring you.
No, I will come. If the devil, peradventure, if the devil allows our judicial precedent that has been in existence since 1843, 178 years today, as was enunciated in the Locus Classicus of Force and Habotul, which again, within 1875 again, Lord Mellish came up in the case of MacDonald versus Gardiner to say that issues about association or organizations are guided by the majority decision of the party. And that very rule in Nigeria was given legal authority in the case of Onwoha Onokafo in 1983. That came to say that internal affairs of political parties are issues that are within the jurisdiction of the party themselves and not the court. And in a lot of authorities, if you talk about Samuel Ukut against APC down there in Akwa Ibom, if you talk about Sylvester...
We have to discuss other issues because you are a lawyer, so you are taking me back to my ancestors, like probably 1940 and 1930.
I just wanted to bring the law to the fact so that you understand. I just pray that you should also attend the Supreme Court when the judgment is going on, so that
you
can sure. I will always be in court, like I was in court.
So let's go back to the topic, the zoning issue.
Yes.
Do you think your party should not give this ticket to the Southeast?
At this point, my personal opinion.
But as a Nigerian and a PDP member?
Yes, at this point, my personal opinion as a Nigerian is important. But to what extent will that be effective? I see it from the point of justice. To say yes, agreed, that the Southeast, what they're asking for is not out of place. On grounds of equity, it is fair, it is right, it is just for the Southeast geopolitical zone to be considered. But you see, Nigeria, we have a peculiar way of doing our things. When then President Obasanjo became president of this country, the consensus that brought him on board was from the entire geopolitical zones of this country, minus the Southwest. but he became president.
Okay, we pray that one day even the Southeast will receive such blessing
I pray
as
so.
Obasanjo did.
I pray so.
But before we go, let's take this report. The national chairman of political parties have described their late colleague, national chairman of the Labour Party, Abdulkadir Abdulsalam, as a detribalized Nigerian who left behind some footprints worthy of emulation. This was at a special session in his honor at his Abuja residence.
This special gathering of the colleagues of the deceased national chairman of the Labour Party, Abdulkadir Abdulsalam, comprised of some national chairmen of the 18 registered political parties. The deceased, popularly called AA Salam's contribution, they say, will be greatly missed, especially in the areas of the electoral reform and constitutional amendments.
He had done various things for Nigeria. It was at the two national conferences that were held for drafting of our constitution, both of Obasanjo and of Jonathan's time. He's a great man, you know. He received everybody from all walks of life. He does not create any divide between the South, the North, or the West. He believes in one Nigeria.
We all loved him because he's a very detribalized person. He believes in the unity of this country. He doesn't only speak it, he does it.
They described him as a committed party man.
I'm still with Barrister Alphonsus Oga Eba. Your closing thoughts.
Yes, on the topic of zoning, that is a call to all Nigerians to see the merit and the need for justice to be done so that the agitation from the Southeast or whichever part of this country is given the necessary consideration.
Thank you.
And then to our political party,
The
it's
PDP.
a call, the PDP. This is a call to every member of PDP in Cross River State to subject and surrender their respective powers to the National Working Committee of the party to resolve this matter, because the judgment of 6th of January has shown that the courts themselves are not ready to entertain any dispute that has to do with the affairs of a political party. So this is the time for us to return back, and I pray for peace, because that is our mantra. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You have your face mask and your hair doctor as well. But for those that don't, I've always ensured that you put on your face mask or get ready to face COVID-19. That is much you can take. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.